So, right now I'm playing through my tube-driven preamp pedal, Black Star Distortion X, Dist X or Distortion X. It's a all-tube, high-voltage preamp. It's really badass. If I'm not using a tube power amp, like a full tube rig, like one of my heads, one of my tube amps, this is the next best thing, because tube overdrive is very unique, very special to me. It's really hard for me not to play through it. Because as much as modeling technology can sound like tubes, there's something about the interaction between me and the strings and the tube and the amp, and it's all sort of works together, meaning the tube reacts to how I play different ways. It's something I've been playing guitar ever since I was a kid. My first amps were tube amps, so I've gotten used to how they respond to my playing. And when I'm playing something that doesn't use tubes, I feel like I'm fighting against it instead of working with it. It's not just getting that sound. It's how it acts. It's how it interacts. It's tubes have a physical action reaction that is it's physical. It's not. It's they distort different ways, and you hear different harmonics and different tonal characters depending on how you're attacking that tube with your strings, And I know that sounds kind of esoteric, but I can feel it. I can feel it. I can hear it. I can hear what it does. And it's like, it's the most badass sound there is for me and playing guitar. That's one of the reasons why I started playing guitar in the first place, was the sound. That sound. That's the sound that I heard before I even picked up a guitar on the records I was listening to. And that's the sound I've always loved, So playing through any of these modeling things is kind of like frustrating to me. Even though they sound like these amps, they don't act like them, They just, it's a physical thing. It's just like the strings hitting the guitar, There's a physical thing going on, And I'll show you what I mean. Like, if I'm playing this like Danzig riff from like Twist of Cain, which is kind of a slow riff, but it's like a good way to sort of demonstrate that interaction between the tube and my strings, So if I'm playing, it's like. Playing chords and like attacking the chords in different ways, I can hear that, the light in between. It's just like it just sounds totally special compared to like any fuzz box, like this, There's no way that, you know, a digitized copy of something that's happening in a physical realm, you know, it's a physical realm. It's three-dimensional. It's kind of like, you know, a picture of something and something in real life, you know. There's just no comparison to it. So, and it's funny because it's not like tube amps are that expensive. Sure, they're kind of heavy. Sure, you gotta change the tubes once in a while or whatever. But like this Black Star pedal, for instance, it's, you know, it's just one tube. You know, I can get a nice 12AX7 tube for 10, 20 bucks. And that thing just keeps rolling, you know. Play that through a solid state amp and I'm getting the tube distortion. Or a set of tubes for an amplifier, you know, 120, 130 bucks. But they last for a couple of years, and if I've got a couple of tube amps, 2 or 3 tube amps, I'm probably not going to change them very often because I've got different amps to play through. Anyway, that's the end of that rant. Tubes, man. Nothing better. Nothing better than the real thing. That's just how I feel.